Grimsby Town are ready to make the trip to Gloucestershire to take on Forest Green Rovers, but they'll have to do it without their long-serving goalkeeper. The Mariners make the long trip to Nailsworth as they look to get back to winning ways in League Two following their defeat in the Lincolnshire derby. James McKeown is certain to miss the clash though, after the appeal against his red card at Sincil Bank proved unsuccessful. The 29-year-old will now serve a 3-game ban, meaning Sam Russel will deputise at the new lawn against his old side. Elsewhere, there was some good news on the injury front with possible returns for Danny Collins and Harry Clifton, although the Mariners will be sweating over the fitness over Elliot Embleton. Recap all the key moments from the day, including Michael Jolly's pre-match press conference, with our live updates below. James Findlater. That's it from us today. You can recap all the big news from today, including the unsuccessful appeal against James McKeown's red card in the Lincolnshire derby, with our updates below. We'll of course be back tomorrow with live updates as the Mariners take on Forest Green Rovers, when Liam Wood will be the man to take you through all the action. Hope you can join us then. James Findlater. Now that we know Sam Russel will be playing against Forest Green tomorrow, it means Town's goalkeeping coach will be facing up against one of his former sides at the new lawn. Here's a guide to everything you need to know about tomorrow's clash. Image, Lawrence Griffiths, Getty Images. James Findlater. The Event Town have just announced that the appeal against James McKeown's red card has been unsuccessful, and the goalkeeper will now have to serve a 3-game ban. That means Sam Russel will have to deputise for the long-serving stopper against Forest Green Rovers tomorrow, as well as McKeown on Saturday in Newport County the following weekend. Image, John Corkin. James Findlater. The Town boss has been speaking about facing Forest Green tomorrow. I really like the way Mark Cooper's teams play. Wherever he's been a very possession-based coach, and they play attractive football. I saw the video of the game against Barry on Saturday and they were excellent. They should have won that game. We're under no illusions about the size of the task, but we think we can do well if we perform at a good level. James Findlater. Jolly on Saturday's change in formation, and solving the issue of not consistently scoring goals. What we don't want to do is keep changing it all the time. The system is secondary in my view to the principles of play we want to deliver. We want to get balls into the box, crosses into the box and people into the box. Whatever system you play, that's the objective. I think going back before my time, Grimsby haven't consistently scored goals back in the Football League. We've got to find a way of solving that, and whatever system we play, that's what we've got to focus on. Key event. Jolly has also been speaking about the remaining transfer business the club are looking to do this month. We're certainly trying. I think we've got a really narrow focus at the moment in terms of the areas where we want to try and strengthen, and it's important we do that business as well as we can to give ourselves a strong chance of finishing the season well in these last 18 or so games. We know what we need to do, it's now a case of doing it over the next week or so. James Findlater. Michael Jolly has been speaking about whether new signing Joe Grayson could make his Town debut tomorrow at the new lawn. There's certainly a chance he could be involved. He's trained with us today and looked fit and strong. I think he'll be a good addition to the squad. Key event. Jolly has also given the latest on the injury situation at Town. Elliot Embleton picked up a knock on Saturday, so that is going to make him a doubt. We're going to give him as long as we can because he's a good player, and an important player for us. The good news is Danny Collins has a chance to play, as does Harry Clifton. We've got 1 or 2 bodies coming back to us, so we'll have to wait and see right up until the very last minute who can make the game. Luke Hendry has had an ongoing situation with his groin where it's been a bit sore. We've had to really manage that and protect him a little bit, but we're hopeful he'll be able to play. James Findlater. I would say, having looked at it myself, is it doesn't to me look like serious foul play. It looks like James takes the ball. I don't think there's any intention on James's part to cause injury or to be malicious. He's going for the ball and he takes it, and on that basis, in my opinion, it's not a red card. He's not denying a goal-scoring opportunity, so that's how I would view it. Key event: Michael Jolly has been speaking about the appeal against James McKeown's red card against Lincoln on Saturday. We've looked at the footage again. The referee's report has come through and that states that James was shown a red card for serious foul play, which carries with it a 3-game suspension. Having reviewed the footage, we feel there's significant grounds for an appeal, which is what we've decided to do. We've submitted that appeal to the association, and I think that'll be heard this evening, and we wait to see what the outcome is. Key event: a bit of early news from today's press conference, and following on from today's announcement that Town will be appealing James McKeown's red card during the Lincolnshire derby, we've been told that the appeal will be made tonight. The goalkeeper could face up to a 4-game ban should the appeal be unsuccessful after being sent off for serious foul play. Image: John Corkin. James Findlater will be hearing from Michael Jolly very shortly. The Grimsby Town boss is set to speak to the media ahead of tomorrow's clash with Forest Green at around 3 p.m. Stick with us for all the latest news. James Findlater: an interesting one from elsewhere in League Two. Oldham Athletic are understood to be in talks with Manchester United great Paul Scholes about their vacant managerial position. The Ladocks are still searching for a successor to Frankie Bunn, who was sacked last month, with academy boss Pete Wild currently in caretaker charge. Should he get the job, it would be Scholes' first managerial role in the Football League, although he would likely have to end his time as co-owner at Salford City to take over at Boundary Park. Town make the trip to Greater Manchester at the end of March. Will Michael Jolly be standing opposite the former England midfielder in the dugout? Image: Clive Brunskill. Getty Images. James Findlater: Town missed this man's energy on Saturday. Will Harry Clifton be fit to return at the new lawn tomorrow? Image: John Corkin. Grimsby Live. James Findlater or man Liam Wood is making his way to Cheapside as we speak. We're expecting to hear from Michael Jolly ahead of tomorrow's game at around 3 p.m. James Findlater: Town have enjoyed their meetings with Forest Green for the most part over the years. Who can forget that special day at Wembley in 2016? The last meeting between the sides though proved to be one to forget for the Mariners. With hopes high as they began the new season under Michael Jolly, things were looking pretty good at Blundell Park when Mitch Rose gave the hosts the lead before the break. But things went wrong very quickly in the second half, with a serious mix-up between Danny Collins and James McKeown, seeing the former roll the ball into his own net, and things got worse from there. Mark Cooper's side headed back to Gloucestershire with a 4-1 victory under their belts, meaning Town will be eyeing up a bit of revenge tomorrow night. Image: Sarah Washbourne /www.yellowbellyphotos.com. James Findlater: how good was this man on Saturday? Despite getting some, shall we say, heavy treatment from the Imps, Ludwig Oman put in a superb performance at the heart of the defense, and you were clearly impressed with the Swede. The defender came top in our fans' ratings after the game, gaining an average of 7.4 out of 10, closely followed by Jake Hessenthaler, 6.7, and fellow countryman Sebastian Ring, 6.1. You can take a look at what the fans made of the Mariners' performances, as well read our own ratings, here. Image: John Corkin. Grimsby Live. James Findlater: one-man Town might have thought they'd seen the back of look set feature for Forest Green tomorrow after making his return to the new lawn. Christian Doidge is of course back in Nailsworth after returning from his protracted move to Bolton. You'll no doubt have seen the ensuing war of words between Rovers owner Dale Vince and the Bolton hierarchy. The striker scored twice in the opening day clash at Blundell Park. Town's defenders will hope they can keep him quiet this time. Image: Ben Hoskins. Getty Images. James Findlater: after Mike Dean's performance on Saturday, a lot of Town fans will be keeping a close eye on tomorrow's referee. The man tasked with keeping order at Forest Green is Anthony Coggins, who has shown 92 bookings in 25 games so far this season, as well as 3 red cards. Hopefully he won't be as card-happy as Mr. Dean was at Sincil Bank. You can read more about the Premier League officials' performance here. Image, John Corkin, Grimsby Live. James Findlater. There's been plenty of talk about Andrew Fox possibly leaving the club this month, and the defender has been confirmed as departing later this month. I'm really grateful to have had the opportunity to play for Grimsby Town. The fans have been brilliant, and it has been a great chapter in my life that I will always look back on fondly, Fox said on Friday. Read more from the defender and fans' reaction to the news, here. Image, Getty Images. James Findlater. In amongst all the build-up to Derby Day, you may have missed Town's new signing on Friday. Joe Grayson is the latest man to join the Mariners, arriving on loan from Blackburn until the end of the season, and you can find out more about the new men here. James Findlater. McKeown's red means Sam Russel will be the man between the sticks as the Mariners make their way to Forest Green tomorrow night. The goalkeeping coach has made a handful of appearances for the reserves and in the Checkatrade Trophy this season, and made his league debut as he came on following McKeown's dismissal on Saturday. Russell has shown he's still more than capable in those appearances, and there's certainly no concerns from Michael Jolly in playing the 36-year-old. I've no worries at all. Sam is a goalkeeper with lots and lots of experience. He's played a lot of games and will do a good job for us. He will be going back to his former club as well. He is ready to play tomorrow. You can read more from Jolly here. Image, James Gill, Prime Media Images. Key event. The club have just confirmed that they intend to appeal the red card shown to goalkeeper James McKeown during Saturday's Lincolnshire derby. The 29-year-old was shown a straight red for his challenge on Danny Rowe around 15 minutes from time, with official reason for the decision now seemingly being for serious foul play. Should the club be unsuccessful in their appeal, McKeown could face a suspension of up to 4 games, so this could be a bit of a gamble by the club. Image, John Corkin, James Findlater. Good morning Town fans, and welcome to our live updates today as we bring you all the latest Town news and build up to tomorrow's clash at Forest Green. Michael Jolly is set to be speaking to the media at around 3 p.m. this afternoon, when we'll be getting the lowdown on all the latest transfer and team news ahead of the trip to Gloucestershire. Speaking of which, we already have a bit of news to report from the Mariners.